Thank you, John. There's a number of deadlines that are coming up here, and most of them are fun ones that we should keep in mind here. For almost a decade now, we've had the Elite Breeder, Distinguished Leadership, and Distinguished Young Breeder Awards that are presented each year at the National Convention. This year's National Convention will be in New York. I know California has been blessed to have a number of elite breeders, but these are some great awards. Lindsay talked about the website. Those applications are online, and that set of awards, that top group there, is due February 26th. On the junior side, we got a lot of great juniors here in California that are competing at this year's state convention. The applications at the national level are due March 1st. The Distinguished Junior Member Award is, of course, the association's most prestigious award to our young people for kind of its Junior Achievement Award. And then the second tier is for younger members that are up to age 15. That's our Young Distinguished Junior Member Award. Again, those applications are due March 1st. And probably one of the longest standing awards is the Robert Rumler MBA Scholarship, Masters in Business Administration. Of course, the late Mr. Rumler was a longtime executive secretary of the Holstein Association. And we need to encourage young people to pursue careers in our industry, especially in the business end. And this is a very generous scholarship that does that. And we'd encourage, if you have some people that are looking to pursue an MBA, to think about applying for that. Last year, some of you may have participated in a judges conference that was in Richmond, Richmond, Utah. And we, initially when this part of the program started, we had judges conferences in 3 locations, and now we're rotating those around the country. This year's judges conference will be in Syracuse, New York, I'm sure, with the spring show. And then, of course, last night's sale would have certainly been indicative of this, and all the sales that are this spring. If you're going to have a young person buy an animal and want to be eligible for our national shows, June 1 is that transfer deadline. Those applications have to be in the office by that date in order to qualify. And this year, our national convention will be in Saratoga Springs. Saratoga, if you're looking at a map, is in eastern New York. It'd be north of Albany, or even a little further north of New York City. The dates are June 27th and July 1. And on a personal note, I'm really looking forward to coming to this national convention this year. For me, it's kind of a full circle of life. It was the last time we had a national convention in New York was the very first time I ever hopped on a plane. It was kind of to be honest, a little bit of a traumatic experience. For my family, it was the first time someone had never been, a Geiger had never been on the farm for milking, but I made a bet with my dad that if I ever got to be a national DJM semifinalist, that our whole family would go, and he took that bet because I don't think he ever thought that would happen. But in 1993, we flew to Rochester, New York as a family. He was so paranoid, he sent me on a separate flight in case something happened, that somebody would be home. But I think what the point of that little cute story, which is very true, is don't underestimate the power of our Junior Holstein programs. I honestly don't believe I'd have the career involvement in the industry if it wasn't for what Junior Holstein Association opened up, and the avenues and the people I got to meet. So this year's convention's in, again, Saratoga Springs, New York. There are some very, very wonderful farm tours lined up, and I know it'll be a great, great cow convention, which is really what one of our passions if you're a Holstein member. Of course, Lindsay Warden alluded to our calendar events on the website. It's certainly a place to keep updated on what's going on. It's a place to see monthly genomic predictions. We didn't touch on today on the Enlight program, but certainly that's a portal to that, or you can just go to enlightdairy.com. We also have our national shows, trade shows, and delegate election processes on there. So it's a great way to keep updated.